While many college students slide into their seats with 11 seconds to spare, top students operate differently and with a little less chaos. By the end of this video, my goal is to convince you of the value of arriving just 10 minutes early to class so that you can prepare and prime. What's prime? Totally fair question. We're gonna get to that in a minute. Hold up though, before you X out of this video and telepathically try to tell me that nobody gets to class 10 minutes early, Katie, hear me out. And also, yes, they do. The 10 minutes before class officially begins is a golden window for setting yourself up for a better lecture. Taking just 10 minutes to prepare and prime, which we're gonna talk about, before your college or your graduate class starts is gonna help you absorb new material more effectively, which, let's admit, is the entire point. Hi, I'm Katie Azevedo, a private study skills and executive function coach who teaches students and professionals strategies to learn and work smarter. I'm also the host of the Learn and Work Smarter podcast, linked below, which I think you'll love. And part of learning and working smarter is pausing once in a while to ask ourselves, what's working? What's not working? And what could I do to make that not working thing work? The stuff that we cover today just might be the thing you need to make your non-working things work again. I'm gonna share 4 tips. 2 tips are priming strategies and 2 tips are preparation strategies. So I said we'd start with, what does priming mean? Fair question. This video is not gonna land if you don't know what priming means. Priming is a common word in the education space. It's when students are exposed to material a little bit before fully learning it. In other words, it's when a student experiences a preview of information prior to a full-out lesson about it. Priming improves learning because it prepares the brain to receive new information, and this helps us better understand, process, and store this new information for the next time that we need it. It's kind of like priming a wall with paint primer before painting the wall with like the real paint color, right? The paint, bear with me, I think this is making sense. The paint primer prepares the wall so that the real paint sticks better and lasts longer. Could you just slap colored paint on the wall without priming? Sure, I have done that. But it'll be splotchy. It's not gonna be as vibrant and it's not gonna last as long. A lot of high school teachers will build priming activities into their lessons for the first few minutes of class, but if you're in college or graduate school, that's on you. And that's what we're talking about today. So let's start with the 2 priming strategies and then we'll get into the 2 preparation strategies. You don't have to use both of the 2 priming strategies together. Obviously, using them both is gonna have a stronger impact, but if you only have 10 minutes to prepare, which is what I'm, to prime, which is what I'm talking about here, then just choose one. Your first option is to review notes from the previous class. Reviewing your most recent notes helps you recall key points and encourages your brain to start building connections with that new material. It activates what you learned before so that you're ready for the new stuff. You know this, but typically a teacher is gonna teach something in one class, whatever it is, and then in the next class, they're gonna build upon that material, right? That's why skipping a class in college backfires so hard, because everything builds on the thing before it. Anyway, because college classes are so cumulative, reviewing your notes from the last class primes the wall, so to speak, for learning the continuation of the material in the class that's just about to start, right? You might be wondering why reviewing our notes is necessary if we just took the notes the day before. Like, aren't we gonna remember what we wrote down? No, we're not. According to many studies, including an original study conducted by a memory psychologist, Harmon Ebbinghaus, I'm gonna link that below, we now understand what is called the forgetting curve. The forgetting curve tells us that a day or 2 after attending class or reading a chapter or article, students will have forgotten approximately 75% of what was learned. Moreover, most of that forgetting happens within the first hour. Yikes. So reviewing our previous notes 10 minutes before class starts not only solidifies the information we learned the day before, which is, a huge advantage in itself, but it also gives the new information we're about to learn a place to land, so to speak. I have a video called How to Take Notes that are easy to study from. I'm gonna link that below. If you take notes in the way that I teach in that video, then reviewing your notes in the first 10 minutes of class becomes very simple. I designed it that way. The notes that I teach you to take in that video are formatted in a way that is designed to be reviewed like this. Now, the second priming strategy is to pre-read or skim the day's topics. No, don't go for the X button. Hear me out on this. I am not suggesting that you fully teach yourself, lecture material before class. That's bananas. I would never have done that myself as a student, and that's not the angle I ever take with my teachings. If you've ever watched any video of mine before, or listened to anything, or read a blog post, that's not how I operate. But if you know the topic for the day, it can be helpful to quickly skim through the relevant textbook sections, the slides. Even if you're going through a textbook and you're just looking at the headings and the subheadings to be like, okay, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about this, got it. All right. Flip through the slides that your teacher posts in the classroom, any pre-assigned material to give yourself some context for the lecture. And as you're doing this, you're sort of mentally asking yourself questions like, okay, what are we doing today? Like, what are we going to be covering? What are the topics? Like, what is this class going to be about? Now, where do you get this information? Well, if you're in college or graduate school, use your syllabus. You can also log into your student portal and see what your professor has posted. There's usually slides, readings, and other resources posted inside your portal that students don't necessarily know about or go looking for because the professor hasn't mentioned it. So why click ahead into other modules, but it's there and that's the purpose. But opening and skimming even just one of these materials in the 10 minutes before class is a great way to prime yourself before the upcoming lecture. Remember, we are not reading this stuff in depth. We are skimming it. We're glancing over it. We're getting a sense of what it is. We're looking for the gist of it. All right, quick recap, if you're still with me. The 2 priming strategies that you can use either alone or in combination are to review your notes from the previous class or to skim the material you're going to be covering in the upcoming class. Now it's time to move on to 2 strategies that are about preparing for class. In the description box, I have linked a blog post where I teach how to prepare for a class in a much more robust and in-depth way. Those strategies are kind of hard to cram into this, 10-minute window before a class. As I promised by the title of this video, these are strategies you truly can do in the 10 minutes before class. So if you're looking for more in-depth tips about preparation, check out the blog tutorial linked below. Okay, 2 tips for preparing for class in 10 minutes. The tips are simple and quick. You can do both in that 10 minutes. No problem. You could spend 5 minutes on each one. Tip 1, prepare your note-taking setup. It makes absolutely no sense to wait until your teacher starts the lecture to get out your note-taking materials. At the college level, we cannot be surprised every single day when we have to take notes. We go into class expecting to take notes because that's what we do, right? So in the 10 minutes before class starts, get out your notebook, get out your device, your iPad, your laptop, whatever. Create headings or an outline based on the day's topic. If setting up an outline of your notes before class starts sounds too difficult or you're just not there yet about how to do it, at least open to a fresh page, either in Google Docs or Word or in a notebook. Put the date on the top, draw a line down the page. If you're using 2-column or Cornell notes, you could do this by inserting a table in Google Docs, easily a 2-column table. Taking just a few minutes to set up your note-taking situation can free up your minutes during class to actually take your notes. Now, if you've been wondering whether it's better to take digital notes or analog notes or paper notes, I have a video in which I explain the pros and cons of each one to help you decide. And yes, I have linked that below too. All right, preparation tip number 2, organize materials and clear your distractions. Take just a few minutes to set up your desk or table space in class, depending obviously on where you're sitting, desk or table, right? Put away any non-related class items, silence the notifications on your phone and on your primary device, and put your phone away, not upside down on the desk or table in front of you, not in your pocket where you can feel the haptic vibration. Just put it away, Now, it is totally possible that you're coming directly from another class, in which case you might have other tabs open on your device that are irrelevant to your current class. Close them. Or you might be coming from, a movie session in your dorm room, in which case you might have Netflix playing in the background. Pause the video, close it down. All right, some other ways to prepare your workspace before class include getting out your notebook and putting it on your desk, finding and getting your writing utensils ready, putting everything unrelated to the class away in your bag, making sure your water bottle is full, making sure you're sitting in the right seat in class, having your assignment notebook or homework planner easily accessible, making sure you don't have to go to the bathroom, clearing your mind from any anxious, intrusive thoughts by doing a quick brain dump of everything that's on your mind so you don't have to think about it during class. Okay, I've said this before and I'm gonna say it again. Success in school does not come from one singular heroic act. Rather, it comes from the culmination of many, many small habits each day, all of which are totally possible. When we have a good note-taking system, it's easy to review our notes before class because our notes are readable and organized. Right? When we have a good task management system, we know where to access upcoming readings to skim before class. When we have a good time management system, it actually becomes possible to arrive to class 10 minutes early to prepare and prime and do the things that we're talking about. Again, it's the culmination of the small school habits that we implement every day that leads to the greatest, most life-changing results. Did I just say life-changing? Yes, I did. Because how we do anything is how we do everything. And if we can manage ourselves and our habits in a school environment, we can do that in work and in our life. Okay, my friends, before you go, a quick favor to ask. If you like this video, could you please give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I read them all, and it's just me who replies to them. Like, I don't have a team, guys. It's me. Anyways, I appreciate you. I'm grateful for your support, and thank you for watching.